Welcome to Attraction. I'm Grant Walter Jacobs, and I'm speaking to
Marvin Leigh Ross.
Marvin Leigh Ross. Is one of the contestants taking part in the Mr. and Miss Sovereign Western Cape, which will be on the 2nd of November at the Joseph Stone Auditorium. So, I haven't seen you in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You are more focused on your own pageant.
Mm-hmm.
How is being a pageant director? Is it different from a normal club pageant, normal pageants? How's that like? Because I don't speak to a lot of pageant directors besides Barry. So is it hard?
It's extremely hard, to be honest. It takes a lot of dedication, it takes a lot of focus. And I would say the difference within doing actual modeling for club pageantry and stuff and actually directing a platform where people compete, it's basically you have to kind of think for other people as well. So with my platform called Mr. Diversity, as you know, it's based on having males compete against one another, be it it's a homosexual person, a heterosexual person, or a trans person. The platform is very diverse and inclusive.
There's the name.
So yeah, so I think to answer your question, Grant, it is quite hectic, and the reason for me not being so as much on the scene the way that I used to be, because I had to take time to reflect and obviously to grow myself as an individual, as well as to train and structure other individuals when it comes to modeling and try and coach them and train them. Because a lot of our guys, especially on the Cape Flats, I've noticed that our boys have a lot of potential, but a lot of them don't have the platforms in order to utilize, you know, and expand on the creativity and authenticity. So that is one of the reasons why I've been a bit absent. But this year I've been quite focused not only on Mr. Diversity as a whole, but on Mr. Sovereign Western Cape as well. So yeah, a lot is about other people, but then I'm also bringing it back to myself.
Yes, you know, that is something, because I've been doing pageantry with Barry and Mark and Kat and PJ now for years now.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that I've always saw no one's doing anything about. The girls always had the girls of this year, the girls of that year, the girls of previous years, the queens. Everybody has a groupie. The boys have no one. The boys never had someone they can go to. And the only person I could always think of is Errol. Errol's the only person that I know that took part in Mr. Gay World. And Errol's also visible, even though Errol normally works in front of the stage taking photos. But there was never someone that, like a male,
most definitely.
that pops up all the time. You only see them at Pride. We've been doing Pride for all this, but there's never been someone to coach. Like how hard it is for us to even find someone to do what we do, our rehearsals. Only girls. And then the girls need to coach the boys on how to walk. So I'm appreciative of you being around and actually doing something and seeing that there is a not a loophole. Yeah, a loophole. There's a space. And that is what you contribute. Are your organization, is it aligned with, or your organization, is it with another platform? Do you do other things besides just pageantry, or are you in there for the education of people, or what does your platform do besides a whole diverse group of people that is there?
So Mr. Diversity, also one of the reasons and one of the goals for the platform when I started it about 3 years ago is basically to show people that inclusivity, my apologies, is extremely important. So whether some of the guys are chubby, some of the guys are skinny, other guys are feminine. So if you put all of these guys together, they are still males, and somewhere in the world we need a space in order to thrive. So Mr. Diversity is also very outreach program driven. So a lot of the boys do a lot of charity projects within our communities, be it they go to old age homes and go and spend some time with the old people there, because a lot of the old people sometimes don't get visitors, or family members are too busy working or whatever. There's also some of them that are like doing coaching for sporting activities like one of the gents he coaches netball or ring ball, because a lot of males, yeah,
Okay.
ring ball is basically the male version of netball, if you can say it like that. He's a ring baller, so he coaches sometimes he plays, and he also structures people in the community to do the same, because remember, a lot of the times you have the ability or the capabilities in order to maybe play netball as a male, but you are so scared of what society is going to label you to be, and you just sit back, and then obviously your talent or your skill just dies out. So the program is a lot based on reaching out to people in our community and try and help in poverty-stricken areas and uplift our community. And we've been working with several organizations as well. Darian Basson, we've worked with him quite a bit. That also now has a hand in the Pride that they structured. I think it's in Worcester, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So we also work with gender dynamics quite a bit, whereby some of the trans males and females and all these other individuals that plays a huge role within our community has partnered with us amongst other people or other organizations. So I don't think it's only based on the creativity and the competition part of it, because we also have a company like Skills Academy, for example.
Yes.
Our current two winners, which was the very first winner, Dylan Mujavi, he won Mr. Diversity. This year is actually competing in Mr. South Africa, which I think is fantastic. It shows so much growth within not only the platform itself, but for individuals and for our people as a whole. And then we also have Chad that's doing exceptional at the moment. He's our current Mr. Diversity, doing his community work and his outreach programs, and both of them actually studies through Skills Academy, which is another organization that we have on board. Yeah, so it has quite a lot of bullet points to it. It's not one thing specifically.
Okay, no, good. So you clearly know your portfolio as in what you're giving to the world, which is very nice. How's family? You popular. you like, and you have a very beautiful husband. Boyfriend. You've been together for long. How is your relationship when it comes to drag? Well, not drag. Sorry, because I'm so used to saying the word
drag. Yeah.
When it comes to pageantry, does he allow you to take part? Let's start there. Is he fearful? Is he like part of the
pros and the cons?
What's the pros and cons?
Okay.
So
I think I'm a very family orientated individual. I think for me, family is important. The support of colleagues and friends and acquaintances are extremely important, because that is also our form of how we structure ourselves and build a foundation. So for me, myself and my partner has been together for about 11 years. And to answer your question, yeah,
very long.
Thank you very much. To answer your question, it has not always been easy. At the beginning, when we met, he made me as somebody that was creative and modeling.
That was your dancer days.
Yes. Right? So I also danced back in the day.
You still do
I'm still dancing, yes, but a lot of like last year with Mr. Diversity, I performed. The previous year with Mr. Diversity, I performed as well. So I try and also do my choreography and dancing somewhere in between, but life gets so busy that we don't always get to everything. Okay. So with that said, yes, he got to know me as somebody that was already, on the scene, doing modeling and all of that. And at the beginning, we had a conversation about, because I used to walk in G-strings and I paid like my soul and my body to my creativity, which is obviously the adjudicators obviously judging me at that point. And even when I performed, I used to perform very, very revealing clothing, because for me it was all about being authentic and living my best life at that point in time. With time, I started, as my relationship continued, I started covering up more. Not that he expected it from me. He's always been supportive. As you grow as an individual, and obviously ultimately you realize that, look, my body is sacred to one person. And yes, it is. It's similar to somebody that is a celebrity that performs. Take Beyonce, for example. She's always naked and the guys are all up against her. But the husband understands, because it's a job and it's a passion and all of that. So he totally understood, always supported me always tried and sit with me, you know, when I'm busy making garments or when I need to go to something or whatever. He always tried his best from his side. Our relationship hasn't been the best relationship because I mean, we are human beings, we're a couple, but we have our ups and downs financially at times, sometimes mentally, sometimes physically. But as a whole, I would say we became so much better than what we have started off as. Because at the beginning, our relationship wasn't a relationship, it was all about, let me say, it was very, I won't say trivial, that's maybe not the word to use, but it wasn't as serious. And as we obviously grew together as a unit, we experienced so many things and grew as a couple. So I would say between the ups and the downs and in between, he has supported me a lot. And where my son is concerned as well, it hasn't always been easy also, because remember, we are of homosexuality where he is of heterosexuality. So sometimes it can clash, especially when children at school starts questioning him as to why do you have two fathers and you know, that kind of thing or whatever. Not that his mother is not alive or whatever, she is there, she is in her own space, but it tends to become tricky and difficult if you have a young boy growing up in your household and you are of homosexuality or that is how you identify. And it was difficult at the time, but again, the three of us, we grew as individuals and as a unit. So at this point in time, I can say we are thriving. My son is doing doing exceptional at school. My partner is doing well. He's happy, healthy.
That's all we want for our families.
Exactly. And sorry to
No,
just extend on that. Yes,
No,
again, like I'm saying, we're not perfect. We have flaws, we have imperfections, we have failures and stuff like that. But we get up in the morning, we pray, we do our thing, we live our life, and we just try to make the best of it.
Oh, the age of your son is?
He's 14.
Okay. And your 14-year-old self, what advice would you give to your 14-year-old self?
I think... no, it's all good. I think for me personally,
because back in the day it was so big.
Yeah, and I was actually going to elaborate a bit on that, because when I was growing up, my parents never had an open relationship with me whereby they told me, look, you can come to me with anything, what is bothering you, what is not bothering you, how can I assist you, how can I advise you, that kind of thing. So me as a parent, I try and install that in my child. I always tell him, you are at an age where you're going to be sexually active, you're going to learn all these things at school and whatever, but rather come introduce the person that you meet to us, so that we are aware there's a girl, so that you don't rock up here and tell me, Daddy, but the girl is pregnant. So I think for
your shame, you have to go through that now. Either different from being gay, you have to go through baby.
Very that, yeah. But I think us as human beings, we tend to overlook these things and make as if they're not there. But I'm trying to build a relationship with my son where I tell him, just be upfront about it, even though it's not going to be a good or positive thing at the time, but at least when it's out, we can try and find a way to work around it.
Yeah.
So as a 14-year-old to another 14-year-old, I would just say, try and communicate openly, try and be outspoken. It's not always easy. Sometimes you sit with the issue and you don't want to open up to people, but ultimately if you communicate with somebody, that person can ultimately try and understand what's happening inside of you and then find a solution together.
That's one of the nice things about children that are growing up now. They are more knowledgeable, they have more
very much
access to information which we did not have. I told what's that pretty like Tammy now that the only thing I had was glee. That's the only gay thing I had, and that's the only exposure to gays after that. So having gay friends and opening up my circle, knowing more people was one of the ways of how I cope. One of my, I always say that when I'm around gay people, I'm always the quiet one. First need to figure out what's going on. And then from there, that's how I got my confidence in talking to people and going clubbing. As random as it is, clubbing does have its place for personal growth. Because, used to be crazy like that. But so that is how I used to build my courage as well. Gee whiz, I never thought of that aspect when it comes to gay people. I mean, not gay people, but gay families having a child. Stupid question. Because I always had this, people always say, I didn't teach you that, I didn't teach you that. You know your son is straight. is there ways that you teach your child to be straight? Is there?
No.
I know it's a stupid question. I know it's something
No.
people don't think about.
I think for me personally,
was it a fear for you? Like maybe my child's gonna be gay. Sorry, I don't want to now mess with you.
No. It's all good, 100%. For me, it was never a fear, to be honest, because I've been fighting a battle of having to come out and to be my authentic self and to be different from other people. Like for example, the garment that I'm wearing today, a lot of the guys are wearing suits, which for me, I personally hated this because green is the color of life. It's like flowers are green, branches, tree branches, everything is green. So it brings a form of prosperity and life to the table. And I think I've never had a fear of, is this child going to be straight? Is he going to be gay? Is he going to be trans? For me, it was more of what can I do as a parent to basically advise or uplift them. So for me, I wouldn't say that I teach my child to be gay or straight. I'm still a man. I used to play soccer. I used to do a lot of boy things. So my son plays soccer. I will go kick a ball with him in the road. He will tell me, Daddy, let's go for a jog. We will go for a jog. There was a time I used to go to the gym. He used to go to the gym with me. So it's not a thing of I'm trying to mold him into the specific type of individual, whether it's gay or straight. It's more of a thing, let me just let you live your life, and whatever spaces I need to fall in as a parent, that is what I would ultimately do. So if he comes to me and he says, okay, I'm bisexual, I'm into men and women, we can deal with it together, taking it from there. So
create a healthy relationship around that as well.
Yeah, because I think we've been made accustomed to being molded by our parents.
Yes.
You can't marry a Muslim girl because you are Christian and you're gonna have to change your religion, or you can't this, or you can't that. And what about your individuality? I say to a lot of people, if your parent tell you, okay, you're coming out of the closet now, you're not allowed to be gay, let's take you to the priest. What happens if they knock your mother like dead tomorrow and she's in a car accident and she's dead? Ultimately, you're going to be married to a female, but you're going to be lingering after other males, which means you're going to be so unhappy in that marriage, you're going to make your wife unhappy.
People that struggle, that
you know what I'm saying? So instead
of
of us forcing our children into being a certain thing, just try and support them.
And again, going to the healthy direction, making sure that they are mentally prepared for the world as well. Because as a parent, one of our jobs is to make sure that they are mentally prepared to fight, be strong, and to support themselves when they're out there. Because one of the things people always say is, once you are educated, once you are able to look after yourself and you have a roof over your head, then you can do much more, and you need to make sure that your child can achieve those goals and grow by themselves. And be, Ali, always so nice to talk to you when it comes to this thing, because these are big topics that people don't really talk about.
Most definitely,
and especially when it comes to like I know there's that the two dads.
Two Cape Town dads.
I never spoken to them. So you're the closest one I can get to when it comes to that.
No, I think it's very relevant in our community, especially with so much more people opening up to even adoption. Even though Rosario is my biological child, but a lot of people are so much open to adopting now, and you know, just to care for kids and to try and raise kids to be the best versions of themselves. So I think it's very relevant, and we as individuals should be able to be relatable so that our children can actually come to us and be open and have conversations with us. I feel.
I thank you. Look at this one taking part in this one, Mrs. Sovereign, bringing up the daddy quickies and big topics, because those are the type of things we need. We need to have discussions and conversations. We don't really have these conversations. But I'm just happy that you are at least someone that is doing something in that direction and educating and having your own platform to grow other platforms as well.
Thank you so much.
And when is Diversity?
Miss Diversity will be held the 23rd of November. It will be at the Belleville South Community Hall and Customs Play Road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Belleville South Community Hall. That's the big one.
Yeah, the big one.
Where Pessoa was.
Yes.
Yeah, I party that one.
Yes. So we
also a cooler box situation.
Yes, we can have cooler boxes. We can have a chill. Oh yeah, cooler boxes. We can have a chill. We can have just a.
Is it expensive? What's the ticket price?
Ticket price is $100. You can get it from me or from any of the finalists or from Khalil, our marketing and creative director. So yeah, we've been trying to promote the events and get the word out and get people in
And you
enjoy
winning this
us.
will just help them move.
Also that, but I would be so grateful if apart from diversity, if I can be a voice for people and be a beacon of hope for other people that long to do what I'm doing, and just simply to express the authentic self, creative, and all those things that goes along the way.
Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Sure.
Contestant number?
I'm contestant
Number
4.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Ross.
You can, you can, you can, you can. Me, 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 me.